line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to PTN Racing TV, where we're now live here tonight at the famous sprint car capital of the world, Knoxville Raceway, where we will see the Spartan Logistic Management LLC IROC series come to life on the show here on this famous track. Hi everyone, I am Christian the Crusader Driver, and welcome back to the show, presented in part by our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management LLC, by our R&R Racewear, by Loud Pedal Gaming, by iRacers Lounge Podcast. We talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. And by our good friends over at Evidence-Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for thriving families. Evidence-Based Mommy is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and kids thrive. And tonight, the thriving nature of dirt lives on in our hearts and minds as we get ready to go ride racing here tonight on this action-packed show and this action-packed racetrack here. What looks to be a stellar shot and performance here. These trucks will have to try and handle the harsh, slick terrain and control that this dirt track is well known for. as a little fog kind of brings over our track, the dirt and all that kind of coming into play. It's going to be a very, very tricky little track, and you're going to see a lot of dust kicking up on this place. It is not going to be with a faint of heart, to say the least. As we take a look at our race info here tonight, presented by Spartan Logistic Management. Track slate right now, anyway, we're looking at a clean slate here. That whatever they burn up, though, will go into the A main here as drivers finish up the qualifying section here. Right now, the tracks here currently temperature rising in the clear skies. Definitely make for a solid ground and track, but the wind could be a factor later on. We'll soon see. Top two right now that look to go into the A main, Aaron Smith II and Kevin McCann look to be your number one qualifiers here. So they will look to be the guys to start this one up, and it looks like they are going to be just that. So they will go into the A main immediately with their two grading orders. We're going now to our heat races. Popping your way here. Pop them up, start them on the pole. Here we go. On the gate, Brian McCann, number 3, will lead him out to his outside. It's going to be Vincent Short in the 15. Row number 2, it's going to be Chris Wally, and the number 5 is outside Mike Harper, the number 4. Your final starter sees Joshua Funkhauser in the 81. Race fans, I have been waiting time and time again for this one. I was wondering when this day would come. I was wondering what would happen. I've seen it live. Now we get to see it live in an iRacing form. It's the IROC, it's a Spartan Logistics Management IROC series, and it's coming your way now here on the famous dirt of Knoxville Raceway. This will be a 7-lap shootout here for this first heat. Something to take note of here tonight, of course. In these heats here, 6 cars will be pulling up, so we only had, I believe, only 12 here tonight. 2 of them already advanced in from the number 1 qualifier, so then it will be 10 in total that need to figure out where they will place from the second row on back. And then we'll have a 90-lap feature event here, and this looks to be a strong hold and a strong battle here. Looks to be a solid night of racing here as we get ready to go here tonight. Just a heads up as well, Brian McCann, when he gets to the start of the next race, he will be in the A main. He will have to go to the back to start stage 2 as well with the EOL, so be aware of that. So our field will work their way around, get this track slated in, and get the grounds cleared up. Brian McCann definitely going to be one of, if not the toughest drivers here tonight to take down. But you can't count out Vincent Short in that 15. We know the holler boys that be hollering around here. We saw when we were watching it here on NASCAR how slick the track got to where they had to basically just run off the bottom line. That was all they could do. In my opinion, though, they had a little bit more track prep, a little more converging in between. I think we would have had enough time to get the outside line to work up a bit. And definitely, I think these trucks definitely are not built for this kind of series. But with those Goodyear tires being put to good use, I don't think that'll be too much of a factor here in this one. We'll take a look at our points race as well when we get to that here in just a little bit. Field working our way around, getting ready to go here. Just going to go ahead and get a quick refresh of the stream here. Try to get everything nice and situated out as we get ready for heat number 1. Pop it up on your screen. Field will march their way around here tonight for the iRacers Lounge podcast, Spartan Logistics Management, R&R Raceway, and Loud Pedal Gaming Truck Series of the IROC Series Challenge. They march their way around through the field. 7 in this heat. Here we go. 7 laps to fire it out. We're going green. Fans are on their feet. They're ready for this one here out of the gate. Vincent Short already working his way off the corners and on the runs here. Has a little bit of some troubles to push him on down. Mike Harper already a little sideways, a little loosey-goosey in the corners. Not able to hold his line down in. He'll have to work his way a little bit up to the front. Short right now looking to not cut it short and cut it quick and fast here. But you can just see McCann looking at him just power slide and power drift that thing around. Beautifully executed for the number 3. That's the thing these drivers are going to fight all day long, is trying to keep those trucks as straight as possible, but they also have got to get their rear end to slide out just enough to get a good runoff on them. And starting in the back, I know that's going to be a very tall order for some of these drivers. It's going to be an even bigger order for some of them to have to fight it out with. This is only heat number 1. We'll have another heat coming up your way in just a little bit as our field works their way around. You can see that tight. You can see that maneuverability there from the number 4. Harper working that wheel as hard as he can, but you can see also he's being very conservative on that throttle. You can't overdrive those corners whatsoever. There's a good reason why. McCann trying to hold down Vincent Short. Look at Vincent just sneak his way right in the inside there. McCann with a little bobble opens the door up. Now here comes Vincent on the inside. 2 laps to go here in heat number 1, and Vincent is looking pretty strong here in the first leg of the seat. Now he's looking to try to finish it out with a spot on row number 2. McCann doesn't necessarily need it. He's just looking for bragging rights. He has to still start in the EOL for the A main. Rock come back out of the corners here. White flag flies on out for McCann, leads it. Short trying to catch him. He's got a run up there coming out. Oh, but he lets it drive up a little high there. That's not where you want to be, especially when that rear end slides out from underneath you. Brian McCann just needs to follow in line and take this one home. One of the reigning season champions defends it out. McCann will win here in heat number 1. Vincent Short comes away second, third to Joshua Funkhauser, and fourth to Mike Harper. Chris Wally rounding out the back. The 5 coming around now. There he is. Heat number 1, thrilling surprise there. Pretty good stuff to say the least here. Let's take a look at our Spartan Logistic Management heat results now. Brian McCann coming away with a win. Second going to Vincent Short. Third to Joshua Funkhauser. Fourth to Mike Harper. And then fifth to Chris Wally, rounding out that field. Now on to heat number 2, presented by R&R Raceway and Loud Pedal Gaming. Neil Quick in the number 2 will lead him out to his outside. Kyle Bengrab, the 14. Row number 2, it's going to be David Tremblay, and the 96 is outside Dakota Clark, 38. Your final star sees Chris Medford, the 46, in this hot-headed field. This is a lineup if I ever saw one, and apparently I've also have to see that our old friend, the Glitch Graphic Gremlin, decided to peek its ugly head around here. I thought by now, producers, we got rid of those annoying little gremlins. Good lord. Marcus Huertas waving at us here. Marcus, good to have you on board, sir. Nicky Short saying, heck yeah, go to number 15, holler boys, show them how to do it. Got a good lineup, a good field here in this one here tonight. Good facts crowd here as well, not just in our chat, but in our stream. Huertas saying, popped in to say, hey buddy. It is good to hear from you, Marcus. I always love seeing you out on the track, man. It is great to hear from you as always, sir. So our field ready to go back at it here as we march our way around the track, march our way around the place. Again, we was just down over at Iowa Speedway not even an hour ago, and I had to literally get in that plane and book it out of here. I got out of there quick, and I got over here to Knoxville, and as soon as I dropped down, I knew I was in for a ride because I saw just this lineup of drivers ready to go at it. I'm still waiting for the day, though, they bring us legitimate trucks to watch around here on these races. Not saying that these aren't legitimate to drive, but there is this thing called dirt trucks that we have in actual real world here in Iowa. It's called the Carl Chevrolet Motors trucks here. We don't have them in this sim, but they definitely look very similar to these. The only difference is the suspension's a lot better, and they're actually built for dirt. But these guys get to have fun messing with these things. Green flags out for heat number 2. Kyle Pengraff, the number 14 already. Trying to move them in, trying to move up quickly as Neil Quick rocks the R&R Raceway number 2 to the lead. The Ford F-150 off to a hot start, trying to do back what the Chevrolet did to them earlier on here. Go the onboard camera here at Pengraph. You can just see the skies out here, man. It's a very luminescent time out here. A beautiful look. Honestly, this is pretty similar to what I would see back in regular Knoxville. It's just it's that sky coming to life. The sun's starting to fade off a little bit, and the place is kind of dimming down. Dakota Clark 38 all over the place here, trying to get that thing somewhat recaptured. This just goes to show you, folks, just how hard these things are to drive on dirt. And a lot of them are mostly asphalt drivers, so they're having to literally change their game plan on the dime and on the fly. Imagining in the A main, though, what it's going to be like for them there. They're going to really be put to the challenge and put to the test. But Neil Quick, looking a bit more like a dirt racer right now. They actually got a solid lead and a half here. So currently got about a second and an eighth up on Kyle Pengraff, a difference maker from last one we saw just a little while ago. And the R&R Raceway number 2 still with the race lead, and just looking at power slide and drift those corners around. Best way I can describe it, it's almost like watching a big block modified go around those corners, and the way it turns in, the only difference is the suspension isn't quite as much. And obviously you got fenders on these things. The speed's not quite as fast as some others, and you can already see major damage there up on the 46 Chris Medford as we bring out to the white flag. Neil Quick, 2.5 ahead. This man might just be the guy to watch out for in the A main. He'll pop him around out of turn 3 and 4. Ben Graff nowhere to be found, nowhere to catch him. Neil Quick, the Ford, brings it home in heat number 2 as he sends it to row 2 in the A main. So now our field working in for the next heat. Heat number 3 now coming up. I guess we had more than thought here. I thought we were only going to have 6 in a heat. Looks like that is not the case. So my bad there. I do apologize. I should have probably took a closer look at what we had here. But here's your Heat 2 results presented by Spartan Management Logistics. Neil Quick wins this one. Second goes to Kyle Pengraff. Third goes to Chris Medford. Fourth to Dakota Clark. And fifth to David Tremblay. As we now set up which will be our third row here tonight. Who's going to start up there? Well, we'll find out because Jesse King in the 93 leads them out with Tim Schofield in the 12. Row number 2. And your final stars is Cook Quick in the 54. And then Matt Kopp, the 22. Race fans, heat number 3 popping up on your screen now as the field works their way around. I not gonna lie here, folks. So far, it has been an impressive little roundabout, little race fiasco here. Some good stuff here early on from our Spartan IROC Challenge Series drivers. But in this one, I got a feeling this could be, honestly, could be a bit of a dance here for you two. Doesn't seem like these guys are truly aware of how the dirt works or how to really run this place in. And actually, a lot of them are rookies, if not C-class drivers. But one driver I'm keeping my eye on in this one is going to be that 22 of Matt Cobb. He's got a B-class license in the dirt, actually, and it looks like he has a little bit of an I rating to his name. We'll see if he can put that to the test, put that to the challenge. King, the only other one in the high ranks here with a C-class, and a little bit of an I rating to his name. We'll see if he can get this one going. The green flag, they fly 7 in the heat. We're going at it. Schofield and King right now battle it out immediately out of the gate. Schofield not able to catch quite what King was doing. King makes a run off on the backstretch. Matt Kopp kind of slowed down a little bit there from Cook Quick. Cook kind of trying to defend him off a little bit, trying to keep his line in as Schofield looked for an early run there on Jesse King. Looked like he was maybe aiming for the inside. Couldn't quite get it to work. As this track breaks down, though, you can see they're on a fresh surface right now. I'm going to tell you something right now. In that 90-lap main event, this track will break down, and it's going to tear up some equipment. That is for sure. And the main reason there is because they're having to learn to fight off the runs. They're having to fight off the throttle rhythm. And I guarantee you, when things really start to get paced in and quicker around here, it could be a different shootout, to say the least. Schofield all over the place, Joe, trying to keep that rear end from not sliding out from underneath him here. It looks like he's having some problems down there. We'll see if that keeps coming back to haunt him here as we're down to the final 3 laps here of our heat. And if I'm not mistaken, this is our last one, I would think. The 54 Cook Quick into the wall protection he goes, but seems to really fire it back up. Matt Cobb trying to stay out of that wall. I think by now he knows how to run Knoxville a little bit. With the license these guys had, at least traveled around here once or twice. But I think right now this track is eating him away more as we go. Those solid fenders are no match for what lies in wait up on that fence line. That is solid steel. And I'm telling you right now, that does not feel good to have to run your way in and smash up a little bit. Cook Quick, major trouble there, and Matt Kopp as well involved in that. Both drivers spun out as the white flag comes out. Cook gets out of there, and looks like Kopp's going to get refired as King leads him into the white flag. That 93 has been solid on our show before. here on dirt. Oh, he is looking even more solid. The rear end just perfectly centered off and perfectly down inside. I think this might be a shot for him tonight to prove what he can do on dirt as we bring it to the checkered flag for Jesse King. Schofield, despite all the damage up on that machine here, managing to walk away second place and third. If Cobb can get it finished around, oh boy. Oh. And trouble's there for the 22, and don't think he's going to be too thrilled about that one. Cobb now comes around. There he is. There is the finish there for him. Heat 3 results going to pop up here in just a minute as the drivers now get prepared for warm-ups. Here's your final heats results. It is King coming away with the W. Second goes to Tim Schofield. Third to Matt Cobb. Fourth to Cook Quick. King will start the inside row of row 3 as we send it off to a warm-up session here at the sprint car capital of the world. When we come back, we're going to take a look at some of the runs here on the warm-ups, as well as what lies in wait for these drivers in the A main. Who will be your driver to beat? Who will be the man to take this one down? Find out when we return. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management LLC, by R&R Raceway, by Loud Pedal Gaming, by iRacers Lounge Podcast. We talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. By Evidence-Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for thriving families. Evidence-Based Mommies are Samantha Radford, combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. And thrive we have indeed so far. The heat's wielding up some impressive results so far, as I'm going to cut to a quick commercial break here on my end as well to try to get this stream to fix up a little bit. There we go. The reason why I had the producers build the technical difficulties thing up for me. I'm glad they did. That really helps out. So this one's going to look to be a down and dirty kind of situation here right now. Neil Quick, your fastest of the warm-ups. Aaron Smith, though, tied right there with him in the 70. He hasn't been out there since qualifying, so you know he already wants to see what he can do here tonight. And to be honest, right out of the way, he and Jesse King were running earlier. I'm seeing kind of a similar situation there where both drivers run a very familiar and similar line to each other. I think that's going to really play into the advantage for both drivers. We'll see, though, as we continue to progress on. Tim Schofield definitely going to be one of those guys to keep your eye on, keep your shots in. And, you know, we haven't said enough about Kevin McCann, but McCann, he's one to really put the number and put the boot up on some of these drivers. And remember, he was also the only other driver that managed to make it into the top 2 in this one. So right now, the way it's qualifying and the way his warm-ups look right now, the McCann boys are bad fast, and they're going to be tough to beat. But Brian McCann has the issue and the troubleshooting of having to start from the back on the starts here, which I think could give it an advantage or a disadvantage depending on how you look at some of these other drivers. So the field ready to work in the magic and work in the track. The time has come. Race fans, it is that special kind of time. It's that special moment when you know it's go time here on the show. Race fans, here is how we're going to do it. On the pole, Aaron Smith in the 70 is outside. Kevin McCann, the 33. Row number 2, Brian McCann, the number 3 is outside. Neil Quick, the 2. Row number 3, Jesse King, 93, and is outside. Vincent Short, the 15. Row number 4, Kyle Bengraff from the 14 is outside. Tim Schofield in the 12. Row number 5, Josh Funk, announcer, in the 81 is outside. Chris Medford, the 46. Row number 6, it's going to be Matt Kopp in the 22 to his outside. That will be the number 4, Mike Harper. Row number 7, It's going to be Dakota Clark in the 38s outside, Cook Quick the 54, and then the final stars, Chris Wally in the 5, and David Tremblay, and the 96 race fans. Here we are. Here is the time. Here is the place. The best of the best. Take to the show. Taking part. Ready to go at it here. It's your A main event for the Spartan Logistic Management LLC Truck Series. And it's coming at your way now at the sprint car capital of the world, Knoxville Raceway. They will march their way around out of turn 3 into 4. And the time has come for the asphalt drivers to trade it in and put the dirt tires to good use. Here we go at Knoxville. Right out of the gate, Aaron Smith gets a good start here. Justin King right on the middle section here takes over the spot in third. Moving ahead now, Kevin McCann there, and the number 33 is already right there with Aaron Smith. It's a battle for the race lead as you see the drivers coming off the backs from turn 2. Turn 4, they lean them in back through turn 1 yet again. Smith has a little bit of company now. Here comes Kevin McCann on the inside. McCann now looking to try to make a charge, immediately trying to get him down first. This is the first time we see both of these drivers in action here tonight. And you look at how Kevin is right now with that wheel turned in straight to the right. He's literally trying to keep the rear end from not sliding out from underneath him. It's brilliant strategy and brilliant running here from him so far. As we work our way off the field and off the packs here, the 81 here, Joshua Funkhauser all over the place, trying to get it straightened out somewhat as Mike Harper continues to keep up with him. To the intake here, Vincent Short, the 15 machine, starting to fire it away a little bit. Neil Quick having a good run off as well. Quick, definitely looking very quick out there. I said it immediately in that heat. I said he might be a guy to keep your eye on. But I also said Justin King has the same situation. Very different strategy though here for Neil Quick. You saw what we saw with McCann there, whereas really his whole steering wheel is straight to the right. He's really keeping up that speed, keeping up that run. But let's take a look now at the opposite of that. Here's a look at Aaron Smith. And just look at this. You see him very, very similar to Kevin McCann. And you're probably wondering at home, why are they so far to the right when they're going to those turns? If you've ever driven a late model before, or the dirt late models, or any of the big block modifieds here on the iRacing series, you would know that a very good chunk of them always sway more to the right, and they build up a lot more speed there. A lot of it has to do with the fact that they're trying to get the corners to corner off faster, trying to get the runs to get a little bit more under control, and really set their way on by. As their field continues to stack in, a little bit of trouble back there in the back of the pack here. Can't quite get it up on our end here, so we'll just go ahead and have to show that one as a ghost issue there. And I guess also we needed to get the broadcast kind of straightened out there, so now it looks like we got that done. Each driver right now straight into the zone, into their spots here. The 38 of Dakota Clark just out here for points at this point, just trying to stay out of the way. Ooh, Matt Kopp comes to a sudden halt here, jumps into pit road. As you see now, Chris Wally moving through the field. He's already got his eyes on Schofield here. Schofield holding down pretty well. Again, there's multiple angles to run right now. It looks like all the drivers want to try to stay more to the bottom of the end. Very similar and perpendicular to what we saw back with the NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series with the Corn Belt 150, which I think probably folks already are kind of tired of me reminding, but I was there. I was watching that race when it happened there and then. And let me tell you something, it was probably one of, if not the toughest races I think those drivers ever went up against and fought off with. But I'll tell you one thing, it was just so dang enjoyable. It was worth every single dollar and everything I put into that night. Absolutely loved it, to say the least. Here's your point standings right here, as well as we went into tonight's action here. You can see they're all still hunting down that 70 machine of Aaron Smith, who just continues to annihilate the points and annihilate the series. And remember, only the top 16 advance or transfer into the next season. So they have to be very aware of that and very careful here. Really, it all depends on how you finish and how you run in, but also those points will definitely get you as well. It's just a whole lot of battles and a whole lot of waiting game around here. As we continue through, looks like Jesse King eyes a little opening here on the 33 of Kevin McCann. Field will work their way around the pack here as we're lining down our laps here, getting one step closer to the stage break. Looks like King has a small gap to clear off on Kevin McCann here. Stage doesn't end for another 20 or so laps, but you can see just how hard and how fast they have to run each corner in, each spot down. Lap 40 is the stage break, and they're looking for that here. Kevin trying to hold off King. You can see actually that tarmac starting to slick up down there. That's what I was waiting for. I was wondering when they would have to drive up a little higher to get some more grip and ground there. The outside's going to become a big factor here. It's going to become a big situation because that's how bottom goes. It's really hard to get the truck to stay in line and stay on the shot. Very impressive so far from these drivers. Medford trying to hold off Funkhauser as right now he holds it in. Surprisingly, no bumping and banging yet. These guys have been very considerate there, very conservative. I hope they're not going to try to do what they did back at the Corn Belt 150 though, and literally wait till the last minute and then just destroy everything in their sight. That is the last thing you want to see on this show, and we all know that too well. Coming off the corners here right now, still battle in the back and the battle up the top. The Hollow Boys is Vincent Short making a pretty good run here and a pretty good case. Remember, back at Talladega, he had an incredible night, an incredible finish to say the least. Walking away there from that big wreck and all the madness that came with the lights turned off on the place. Granted, there was no lights to begin with here, but the Hollow Boys are hollering here as we're on board here with Vincent. You may have noticed something too with Vincent. You can see he's actually having to back his corners off a little bit more off the exit. At least it was that time around in turn 2. You're probably wondering at home, why did they do that? Why can't they just go full run off like they would like at a normal short track? You got to remember, these guys are driving on a slick terrain, a slick track, and even though those Goodyear dirt tires have a little bit of that pounding into them to kind of pound into the ground and get a little more grip, that doesn't necessarily mean that they have any less of a suspension issue to have to work around. The suspensions on these things, the best way I can explain it, it's like putting the asphalt street stock onto a dirt track. It's just slippery as ice and very soft, and it's hard to really make it and break it out there. Chris Bedford here currently rocking him up in 7th place here. He's up 3 spots at the moment. Still holding him down somewhat here, trying to keep up with the pace. Every driver for themselves here tonight, and Brian McCann, might I add, has starts from the back on both stages here. He's up in the 9th spot at the moment. Dakota Clark jumps into pit road as well. Looks like his night almost done and over with here. McCann now trying to make a little bit of a Can-Am on this one and put some speed in there. Remember, he did win his heat, but here you can just see how all over the place that truck is. He is literally just spinning it left, right, just trying to make it hold on. But hey, it is working for him. I'll give him that, though. Aaron Smith, it's just a diabolical major lead, nearly 2 seconds ahead of McCann and King. And again, McCann and King and Smith had the same idea and strategy there, but I think the biggest problem is Jesse King is literally getting some ground and getting some clearance up on these corners and these turns. That's catching up with both of them here. These things roaring to life when they came off the green off the start here. 16 of the best of IROC's challenges. Series drivers trying to do their best to win this one here. Trouble there, unfortunately though, for King. That will slow him off just a little bit and give the advantage to McCann. Onto the onboard camera here with Funkhauser, and Funkhauser, you can just see how well he is manipulating the truck around, trying to hold his line in around with the outfit number 3 of McCann. Brian, that is, of the family. Chris Wally having all sorts of problems down there as well. He comes to a sudden halt there in the 5. Slows him off down out of turn 4, looks like. We'll take a look at the PTMS replay, find out what happened here exactly. Not sure if maybe he just got a little too aggressive into the corner, or if he just lost it in the turn. He was already sidewise and sidewinded that thing, and the 4 of Mike Harper just kind of finished him off, but thankfully put him up on the berm, which I'd say is kind of the safe zone, if you will, to stay out of trouble. Unfortunately, I don't think that was where he wanted to put it at in this case. I think he was trying to aim for victory lane later. Hard to say there. Just currently McCann got a bit of a gap now developed on King here. King had a bit of speed coming up at him, but I think right now try to save him more later on for that last run, that last bit of gas he's got in there. Track is breaking down and starting to tear away, but a tenth of a gap there in between. McCann knows that King is coming up on him, and he is looking for him. Mike Harper, our number 4 driver here in the number Chevrolet Silverado, trying to pull some little runs here too. Here for the Funkhauser. Funkhauser, a good chunk and a half, about 3.5 seconds ahead. The driver in front there is the number 54. That's Cook Quick here of Harper. And David Tremblay, wait, I don't even know. Hold on a minute. I know for a fact you're not supposed to drive that part of the track there, Tremblay. I've only seen that in Enduros. I didn't really think he was actually going to try and drive the actual legit area there. What? I mean, I've heard stories of folks actually running on the sprint cars up there and just making a mockery out of everybody, but I've never heard anybody actually making it work up that line. I usually see him work the outside of the bottom area, and I'm not even a sprint car kind of guy. Sorry guys, I'm just not. I was always more into the Fenders and Durley models, alright? You get me credit. Vincent Short now hooping and hollering his way back up. He'll try to catch down Neil Quick here. Neil Quick giving him plenty of openings, I would say. Short, a retired veteran in his own right here. Good to see him really just showing what is up here and how to really handle his nerves. And you're probably wondering at home what kind of speeds these guys are carrying around here. Well, top speeds here tonight are blistering at about 103 miles per hour at the fastest. Vincent Short was able to get that in, and Neil Quick also right in with 101 on his speed record there. Aaron Smith gonna be getting into a little bit of a lap traffic situation here. Schofield getting him blocked in a little and had to back out of there, but he managed to get away from it. Now it is Smith who gets ahead of the field and has to work his way back on by. See the 96 there, David Tremblay, back on the normal track there and staying away from actually going onto the curve there. But he is still way behind that lap. But I gotta believe right now he's gotta be a little miffed and frustrated about that in this case. Bottom has gone away, and most of these guys, are just trying, or most of the guys I should say, just trying to stay away from that black slicks up there and trying to keep more to the outside. Problem is, you work too much to that outside as well. You burn that off, and it really turns into a black tarmac slippery ice track. And I gotta believe that's what McCann and King are waiting for. They're waiting for it to completely break down, not on the bottom, but also on the top side. Once that goes away, I think that really opens their chances up for a run here. Halfway mark coming up here. We are just about ready to hit our stage break Race fans, if you like what you see as well, be sure to support us up here on Facebook by like and following us up. Also head over to our YouTube and subscribe there for more great content. We'll have this race in its entirety there as well. And check out our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more info and latest talks here with the racing circuit of iRacing. I can also say that we will have a little one-off coming up in September 11th as we return to NASCAR Heat 5 for a special showcase race in honor of those that remember us that night. So be aware that is coming too. And to be honest, I have no idea how on earth I'm going to be able to call that race, but that will be broadcasted exclusively on YouTube. Aaron Smith right now, I'm not going to lie, this guy is making a mockery of Knoxville. He is literally just driving the whole outside line in and just mashing the gas and seeing where this one goes. He's not even hitting that wall. You can see him getting real close there with it, but he is not touching it. He's not smacking it. He's not doing any of that. Having a little bit of a go here with only 2 laps to remain before we hit the stage break. Mike Harper here trying to stay out of the way of lap traffic for Aaron Smith, but Smith right now, man, I don't know how the heck he can hold that thing in. I've had so many troubles keeping those trucks online, I'll tell you that much. He's just making it look stupid easy out there. And there's a reason why this season has just gone so well for him. It's so diverse and unique. As we now bring it off. Stage break coming up this time now. There it is. Aaron Smith and then Kevin McCann, Justin King, Neil Quick, and Vincent Short round out of your top 5 as Chris Wally loses it on the back straight away, so the yellow flag does pop back on out. That will recenter and restack everybody on by. Things are just heating up around here, race fans. Things are going to get a lot more crazy, to say the least here. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to see more action here from Knoxville Raceway, the sprint car capital of the world. Sees the race can on to stage 2 right after these messages. Well, tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been presented and brought to you in part by our good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management, LLC, by R&R Raceway, by Loud Pedal Gaming, by iRacers Lounge Podcast, the place where we talk about all things iRacing in a casual setting, and by our friends over at Evidence-Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for thriving families. Evidence-Based Mommy is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. So Aaron Smith not being out Neil Quick out of pit road. Looks like Quick will actually have the advantage here as we take a quick look again at our point standings here tonight. Going into tonight, folks, this one was a heated one. Neil Quick kind of on the cuffs line of being in trouble here for the top 15. He needs to start really making some names and making some shows here, pulling away with some speeds here as well. But Aaron Smith, the guy everybody has been trying to find a way to take down no matter where they go, whether it be on or asphalt or dirt. He's just been bad fast. And the McCann boys have been right there with him, opting for second and I believe in the top 5 on back, while some of the other drivers look to try to get some serious momentum and build up in speed. It's going to be interesting to see just who can outwit and outsmart the other as we get ready to bring the green back on out. One more time around here, and then it should be back to the green flag to get to the past the halfway point here. Race fans, if you haven't already as well, be sure to share this one on around for some friends and family out there. You know those IROC boys couldn't do this without you. They want to hear you. They want to see you. Comment down below if you're here with them, if you're watching them in the pack. Aaron Smith will have to go to the outhouse, by the way. He has been the fast guy, so he has to now find a way to be even faster by working the reins and the runs of this place. By the way, I'm getting word right now, also our last race broadcasted is finally up on YouTube and picture clear quality, so if you want to take a look at that one, be sure to check that out over there. I always say Facebook's where you see for the live racing, YouTube is where you see for the replay. As we get back to the action, the green flag is out, and it's going to be a heated one between these drivers. Top three had to go to the back, so McCann, King, and Smith will have to fight it out there. Vincent Short and Neil Quick will be your restarters here in this one. Kyle Pendraft, the number 14, got a lot of company coming his way, and look out behind all of them. Here comes the number 70 immediately on a full frontal assault charge. He just does not care where everyone is tonight. He is going to pound this thing into the grip if he has to. This is what you call a good fashioned dirt race. Leading him up a little 3-wide salute there, packing him out at turn 4. The field marches their way around. It's all about quick pacing and quick momentum. You got to make sure you stay in that throttle and stay on it quickly. You want a piece of this. Neil Quick is your race leader as the yellow flies on out. Caution, caution, caution. Chris Medford, trouble down there for the number 46. A little bit of a problem or two there. Looks like he gets tagged up in the mess of things. Here's the PTM instant replay. You can see he's already extremely loose. That thing goes sidewinding. Trumley just barely catches him. Trumley gets crashed in a little, and Medford, well, he got to recenter out, but that was definitely not what he wanted to have happen at all. Now that was your PTM instant replay, brought to you in part by the night with Spartan Logistic Management. So, all right, field will work their way back around, get things settled back down a bit. Pretty chaotic to say the least here so far, but I mean, right now I have no complaints. The good news is, folks, we're not going to 150 laps tonight, so there's the good news. That was a bit of a long race, but I will say I didn't even think it was that long of a race until we was already done. It was like, wow, okay, it was like a 3-hour race. Okay, cool. Which, for the record, they didn't show the heats, which that was another hour or so. So the field's ready to work their way off again here. Looks like the lights are coming off on the pace truck here, which means it's time to get back to the action. The intensity starting to brew. The field ready to work their way around and do their thing once more. Lights are off on the lights. Lights are off on the strips. It is time to bring the drivers back ahead, back through the field. Neil Quick and Vincent Short will go out of here as they march their way around. There's the green flag man. He brings it out there. It's up and running. We're off and running again. Pengraff having to bobble off a little bit, trying to get out of that way of Aaron Smith. Smith is already through the whole field almost. He is going to be the guy to beat, in my opinion, if that car stays in one piece. He's going to be one of those guys to try to have to watch out for. Vincent Short, though, not giving an inch. He's going up to the high side, has a little bit of a run up there. Kevin McCann sneaking his way off the bottom here. You got multiple grooves being worked in. Vincent with a slight bobble out of turn 2. That's going to slow down the momentum. Take it to a 3-wide sloop. Engraf, McCann, and looks like Medford up high side. High risk, high reward. Whoa, look how they coming down the back front straight away there. They get into it a little bit. Jesse King having to avoid the trouble and avoid the situation. Brian McCann still having to deal with the fact that he got put back to the outhouse again because of the fact he has to work from his point position and where he's been at race wins wise as well. You get a certain amount of wins. You get to start not just in the back of the pack in the A-mains, but also in the stages. Off the run, off the line here. Everybody's just giving it their all. There will be one more stage break coming up after this one. And then we will set it into our final last minute shootout of the heat. Bonkhauser is right there with the field, but he's got the problematic and as fast as always Aaron Smith. with Kevin McCann sending it straight to the bottom, trying to deal it out there with Vincent Short. Vincent trying to get something up there for the Holler boys. He's actually keeping a good run off on the outside. I got to admit that right now. There's some grip up there. It's tacky up there. You know if there's grip and there's tack there, you know you're getting a run off. Firing them off yet again. It is still anybody's guess who can win this one out. Onboard camera here, and Neil Quick just shows you how fast these guys are coming up on him. Oh, look at Vincent Short now. Looks like the bottom might be going away a little bit here for Quick. Tires might be giving a little. Vincent sees an opportunity to strike. Now can he make it work? Throttle not being pushed as hard as he was earlier on, but look at him just dig that right side in. He's got a run coming on him. The speed he is carrying right now, the Holler boys are the ones to watch out for, as well as the McCann guys. It looks like Vincent might have the opportunity to make the move. If he can get it up there, he's going to tag the wall a little bit, make a little charge off. Neil Quick smells blood in the water and trying to stay away from the shark that's coming at him. But it's not enough. Here comes the 15 high side. Runs it up from the top side. Slingshot maneuver coming off a turn 4. Does he have enough coming out of the corner? He did that time by about 1/1700th of a second. This looks like the bottom is starting to give out and give way. Looks like now it's up for the high side maneuverability. Kevin McCann sees it too. You know, give credit due as well to the McCann guys. Earlier on, I talked about just how versatile you have to be in this series and how you can be in this challenge. Well, right now, you're seeing them have to do something they would never, in their wild imaginations, have to do at a road course, even much less an oval. And that is really sending that wheel straight to the right as hard as they are, as multiple times they are. This is your battle for the race lead. McCann and Quick and Short, giving her everything she's got. Aaron Smith looking on from behind, maybe trying to stay away from having a top 3 here and have himself a run later on. I think that's a strategy right now, but I know he wants to push a little bit more. Vincent, though, needs the points. He knows it, too. He's in dire need of that cutoff line. McCann now back to the bottom yet again. Vincent, you can just see the power he's building up on the outside. Tacky turf up there will help out with that. Looking off on the back, Jesse King, who was running up in the top 3 earlier in the first stage. In stage 2 had to go to the back, and now he's having all sorts of troubles keeping up with the field and having to fight them off. Ryan McCann, a former champion here on the circuit, looking to take down a bunch of hard drivers with some hard roads ahead. Funkhauser trying to block him off from it, though. Nikki Short saying, "Woo!" up in the show here tonight. He's got her eye on her boy Vincent Short, but here's the problem. Here comes McCann now. Off the bottom line, off the exit strip. It appears that Kevin has now finally figured out a way to make the bottom stick just a little bit better than the outside, but Vincent says, I don't care what he thinks, I'm going to make it work anyway. Either driver giving an inch. I got to wonder, though, is McCann going to go to the outside here eventually? Laps wind down, and we're coming close to the final break. That last stage break is popping up fast. It's popping up quickly here. Once it does, remember, that will be at lap 65. And right now, actually, that's what we're on. They'll block him off out of the turn 4. It's Kevin McCann winning stage 2. Now we'll fight in for the ultimate challenge of the final stage. So major points to Kevin will help out his season just a little bit more with the points get. Aaron Smith, though, I gotta believe, is gonna be very happy knowing he outsmarts the field and will now not have to go to the back. He'll actually be up front for this one. Well, anybody, and I mean anybody, be able to take him down and knock him down a few legs here. That's gonna be the big question, the big picture. They are gonna get settled off in pit road and get things fired back away. Race fans, when we come back, it is 20 laps to the end. Who is going to win this one in Knoxville? Find out when we return. Race fans, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by the good friends over at Spartan Logistics Management LLC. By R&R Raceway. By our good friends over at Loud Pedal Gaming. By iRacers Lounge and Podcast. We talk all things iRacing in a casual setting. And by Evidence-Based Mommy, combining science and wellness for thriving families. Evidence-Based Mommy is where Samantha Radford combines science and wellness to help moms and their kids thrive. This is it. Time for the big main event shootout, and as we take a look at our points race here, again, just this was coming into tonight here when they got done back at Chicagoland Speedway last time out. This is what the drivers knew they were going up against and what they were going to fight up with. And again, that top 15, I want you to pay close attention to that Cook Quick and Cody Harger. That is where this one could get very interesting and very heated in a heartbeat, because they are battling for that final 15th spot. 15th and 16th, I should say, are going to be the only ones that can advance on into the season. And they want to have that for next season. They want to go further in. With this one being past the halfway point now in the season, I gotta believe this is where things really pick up a notch or really get a bit crazy. As the pace lights pop off of the truck here, we're ready to get back to the action. Our field worked their way around the track. This looks to be a hot and heated one here right now on our show. Which one of these drivers will win it out? Aaron Smith looks to be the baddest and the fastest of all, but here's the thing. Brian McCann is going to have a shot at taking him on here to the restart zone. We go. We're off and running. Got some runs up there from Schofield. He's up on the outside line, smacking the wall right across Medford. All over the place here. Medford in a bit of a dire strain here, having to back off as they go 3 wide, sliding around the corners. Now it is Mike Harper coming through the field, moving it up on in. Harper looking like he's got a pretty good line dialed up on the outside here. You see the 15 of Vincent Short, who was one of our hard chargers in that heat. And now in the A main, having to fight his way back for some more points and some more get around here. But here goes Kevin McCann into a 3 wide split with Jesse King in the 93. King running 5th. Funkhauser running 4th. Well, now Jay might as well switch that around because King just completely took him on the inside. Trying not to be the meat of the sandwich anymore. Trying to get himself a little bit of an opportunity to strike at it here while the iron is hot. Some serious back and forth action between our drivers, between this field here. Nobody has given an inch and no one has given any chances up. But I will say the one they've all been trying to find a way to knock down is our points leader here tonight, and Aaron Smith, as he just continues to somehow impress, desire, and show everyone how it and what it means to become a true champion and a driver that can battle it out with the best of them time and time again. Effort on the inside line now. Looks like Funkhauser getting a little bit of company here for his 3rd place position. Brian McCann still leading him in 2nd. Marching out now another 3 wide salute. Jesse King and Kevin McCann right there as well in that spot, in that little mix-up the mix-up pestle here. Packed off on in now, right off the gate, right out of the spot here, the 93. Having to rock the outside line. Kevin McCann trying to hold him down. Up high side, you can see that slick. That's where they're trying to avoid their steer. They're trying to run the bottom in as well. Kevin, though, gets a little too much of the verb in turn 3 and 4, and that run is coming to an end pretty quickly for the McCann boy. Good Lord Almighty, he lost a lot of time up there on that spot here. I guarantee you that's got to be absolutely frustrating him and upsetting him quite a bit. We're in the crowd right now, race fans. This is what it looks like over here. This is what I was seeing down there come that Friday night. Ironically, actually, we're not too far off from where I was sitting, if you can believe it or not. Maybe a little more to the left, right behind that flagman is where I was at, but this is what you're seeing right now. Jesse King, the 93, going far and away, blasting it here. You can see the dirt kicking up and the dust building up around this track. Again, that is just with these tires burning up the ground and burning it off. It turns into from a slick to just a dry slick, as we like to refer to in the dirt, to where basically the track is slipping up in where the tarmac is, but also it burns up quickly on the other end of the lake here. Bunkhausen being challenged in for a battle for third here right now. Mefford and King going side by side still, neither one getting the advantage of the other. You can see right there, look at Mefford actually. Watch him moving that helmet around. He is trying to turn into each turn. He's bumping and banging. That guy right now is taking a beating in there. The focus, the eyes, man, the determination in those eyes. He is just knows what he must do, what he has to do to get it to work up there. 10 laps remain in this one here, folks, and right now, unless somebody put a whole anchor on the back of Aaron Smith, I don't think you're going to catch that guy tonight. He outsmarted the whole field and really outsmarted everybody else. The points was a little, you know, those stage points were a nice idea, but he wasn't too worried about them. I think he just wanted to win in Knoxville here. As they throw a huge slider there. That's the first time we've seen the slider thrown all night long. Jesse King is the one to do it. He got a good run up there and managed to make his way around Funkhauser. There's only one line left to go. You kind of wish that was how it was back when they were here, but nevertheless, the outside is the only line. Looks like that's going to give you anything to work with. The bottom is gone. It is destroyed out. Aaron Smith, the number 70, continue to blast me and build up so much speed around the corners. Mike Harper still not done just yet here. Looks like he's going to give a little more of a gas, a little more pressure to the 96 of David Trumbley. Trumbley just ahead of him by a little bit. Trumbley trying to hold off on the bottom here. The outside line looks like Harper might have a slight advantage there with the corner again. But Trumbley, it looks like maybe a little more damage on his end as well, making slowing him down with the final laps coming up. 7 to go here. Ooh, Trumbley drifting up slightly there. Looks like Harper had to back off here in the battle for ninth, as Aaron Smith leads it in with only 6 now to go. That truck is literally swinging left and right. It is not giving an inch, but that might be the troublemaker he was not wanting to see. The yellow flag is out. Chris Mefford, the 46, crashing in around at a turn 4, and now this is nearly a green-white checkered scenario. And I gotta believe right now Smith did not want to hear that in his mind. Taking a look out of here, Mefford just drove it in way too hard. You can see McCann backing off. Mefford trying to get it straightened out. Vincent Short, actually, beautiful little pass there. I think we're going to go to the onboard camera here and take a look at that one on his end, because I'm very curious to see what it looked like when he came around that corner. He had a lot of speed built up, made a beautiful pass on the inside line. Right here, you can see Mefford just completely loses it. Watch Vincent, man. He's already jamming it down. And he got a little bump in the tag there, but he got past him pretty clean, to say at least there. And he does get ahead, so now he's actually up in the top 5 bracket. How about that? These guys ain't careful. This could be a change up in position and scenery here. It is now turned in from a long distance 20-lap shootout to a green-white checkered situation. Aaron Smith, Brian McCann, Jesse King, and Neil Quick, they all have one thing in common, as well as Vincent Short and Kevin McCann. They've been pretty fast and tough to beat on this track. But there's one thing that I guarantee you is in the ace up the sleeve of Aaron Smith as he has been just faster and tougher than any of the drivers out here tonight. Blistering speeds of up to 105, 106 miles per hour at times. He is not laying off. He's giving it everything she's got and then some. Is this his night to win on the dirt? We'll pull him off around out of turn 4 this time by, as we look for the green flag to pop on out, they fire him back off. We're green and again. This is where things get tight and compact. Aaron Smith already trying to jump ahead of the whole field. Jesse King and Brian McCann going to go out of here on the side-by-side battle for the backstretch. Smith has the early advantage in the race lead, pretty much locked up as long as he can hold out. King, though, with a run there on the bottom. To the strips he goes. White flag is out this time by Neil Quick. Trying to keep up and maybe make one more go out of here. McCann trying to hold him up on the outside. 3 wide slow. They take it out of turn 2 for the battle for second. They hold it down. 3 wide out of the corner. Neil Quick trying to make a move. King defending it. McCann upside. Vincent Shortcap Company there from Kevin McCann, but out of turn 3 and 4, it's going to be Aaron Smith winning in Knoxville. Brian McCann second, third, and Jesse King as they wreck hugely behind them. Huge wreck behind the field here. Vincent Short, Neil Quick caught up in the mix of that, finishing 4th and 5th, by Neil getting the worst end of the stick. But race fans, this one was all but sealed up after that stage 2, in my opinion. It is all Aaron Smith, your race winner here tonight at Knoxville Raceway. And a battle to the end, to say the least, and a fight of beyond proportions. He gave it everything he had and then some for the Virtual Racing School. Number 70. Never lifted off the throttle, never gave out. He just continued to push on and just let that sucker drive in. That, my friends, is what you call good racing. Pretty darn impressive, to say the least. Great stuff here from our drivers in a great battle all the way to the end. And again, man, it's just one of those things you have to keep back and look at everything and look at how this field worked in. You know, this could have gone either way for all the ends of the spectrum here. These drivers did not give an inch to one another here. We'll talk with our 3rd place and 2nd and 1st here in just a minute on the podium. But first, we got to go ahead and take a look at our race results here for our race here at Knoxville Raceway. Presented by Spartan Logistic Management, here is your final results. Aaron Smith wins it. 2nd to Brian McCann. 3rd, Jesse King. 4th to Neil Quick. 5th to Vincent Short. 6th to Kevin McCann. 7th to Joshua Funkhauser. 8th to Mike Harper. 9th going to Tim Schofield. 10th to Kyle Pengraff. 11th to Chris Mefford. 12th to Chris Wally. 13th to Cook Quick. 14th to David Tremblay. 15th to Dakota Clark. And Matt Kopp walks away 16th out of the field. Whew! Bit of a wild one here tonight, race fans. Bit of a crazy one, to say the least. Let's just go ahead and get this one on the road and talk with our race winners here tonight. We'll start it out with the man that won it all here, and Aaron Smith. He now joins me here on the booth here. And Aaron, you know, talk about really laying down the hardwood in that final stage, brother. You literally just sent it, and when the caution came out, I gotta believe he was a little bit discouraged and was hoping that would not be the end of your night, would it? Don't think he's got a copy down there, folks. Hold on a minute. I think he might need to give us a minute here. I had all sorts of issues tonight for these things. I don't know what's going on down there. Hold on. We'll try this here. Aaron, you got a copy, sir?
There we go. Yeah, I got you.
I don't know what's going on with our chats these days. Sometimes these live feeds kept messing up on us. But did you catch anything we said there in that end there?
Oh, no, I thought my headset broke.
All right, 1 second here. So we're just going back what we said a minute ago. You had pretty much this one locked up after stage 2, managing to work off of the way the positions played out, and ended up pretty much walking away to the almost to the very end. But then that stage caution comes. The caution comes out because of the little wreck with Mefford in turn 4. Did you think that would maybe the thing that slows and halts your progress down to end this night, or were you just like, nah, we're gonna go and find it out to the end and make sure we win this for our team?
Yeah, I knew if we got a good restart there, I would have had a pretty easy shot at it. Because once I got to the top, it was pretty much over there. I was getting a lot of grip up there. I've never really felt that good at a dirt track before, but fortunately, everything went our way tonight.
It certainly did, man. You was charging quick, and you was putting all your work and then some into this one. I gotta ask you, man, as you were coming away from the asphalt to the dirt race here tonight, is there anything really you would have tried to do a little differently or change next time you race on the dirt, or you think these guys will try to do as well?
I wouldn't really change anything in my approach to it. I felt like it would have been a pain to go through all the lap or the go through the field there after the second stage, so I just wanted to sit back there and let my tires spin in fourth. But yeah, hopefully it'll be a pretty good race next time around.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Aaron Smith, you are our race winner here tonight at Knoxville for the first time on PTM Racing TV. Congratulations, and it's an honor to have you back on the show, sir.
All right, thank you.
Your points leader right now, and the man to take down in the Season 3 standings, Aaron Smith, walks away with the race win here tonight. Now we'll take it down here and talk with our second place finisher here as Mr. Brian McCann. Usually I say he walks away in third. Nope, he is coming away in second tonight. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the boy behind the number 3. You might as well call him the Intimidator's long-lost son because he comes away second here tonight. But Brian, man, you had a big opportunity and a chance there to catch Aaron on that last restart, but it looked like Smith just had this one dialed in on the way. How was the truck handling when that track broke down?
Yeah, Smith was fast there on the end. I don't think I could have caught him. That was good racing. And then King and Neil Quick racing for me on the last lap there. That was some three wide, scary action.
It was indeed. I mean, I know you was trying to make sure that that truck was dialed in all the way to the end. I know you were really looking for anything you could to get some good exposure here tonight. And I'd say right now you definitely did that and then some here, putting up a big show and a big run here. So I got to ask you, as you are walking away with the second place finish here tonight, is there anything really you're going to try to focus more on with the dirt, or really anything maybe kind of figure out for later that you can use on asphalt?
Dirt's the thing I got to learn. I don't have a lot of experience on it, so I do need to race it more.
Not a lot of experience on it yet, surprisingly, and somehow you're walking away with second place here tonight. Pretty impressive and good to see, to say the least here. And Brian, I got to ask you, who do you want to thank you for this finish here tonight?
My wife and family, everybody watching tonight, you guys for doing the broadcast, Doug Rink for showing me how to build a motor. Thanks.
All right, well, Brian, appreciate you coming on board here tonight. Congratulations once again on that second place finish. Race fans, Brian McCann coming away second place here tonight, as we now are joined in by our last driver here tonight. He comes away third. It's Jesse King in the number 93 here tonight. King, you know, I know it was a bit of a trip and a half here to come down from the Texas up to the higher end of the Midwest, but Bud, you was rocking and rolling there in those heats, and then in the A main, you was putting on a pretty good fight there in that top 5. I knew that truck was fast, but I didn't realize you'd be able to hold out well with that one. How did that one feel out here? King, you got a copy, sir?
Got a copy?
Yeah, we got you. Did you catch everything we said there, or do you want us to repeat?
Yeah, man, I got all y'all. Truck felt good all night. Just when this track broke down, man, it just got slick, and I lost it there at the end, and just fought my ass off just to try to hold on to what I had.
They certainly did that, and then some here. I know the truck really was dialed in and beyond repair there, but I gotta ask you, man, as you're walking one step closer to the end of past the halfway season, and the season will come up here to the end soon enough. You guys are heading on down to a little bit of a break here from this week, but on the 12th, you guys are heading back here with us to Daytona International Speedway, the road course. What are you gonna really be trying to focus in on there here compared to what you had to on dirt?
The biggest deal for road course racing, I think, compared to dirt, is a little bit more discipline. You've actually got to use the brake and turn right a little more often, you know. So I'm looking forward to it.
Definitely indeed here, but nevertheless, still, you are going to have to walk away with a top 3 podium here when some big points get. So, man, I'm going to ask you here, who do you want to thank you for this one, and who would you say definitely got you help here best to get to the top 3?
Definitely want to thank wife, kids for letting me do my thing on Thursday nights. It's fun. Spartan Logistics, Loud Pedal Gaming, R&R Raceway. You guys up in the booth. I appreciate everything.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Jesse, congratulations once again on another third place finish here tonight. What a show it has been, and what a battle to say the least here.
Appreciate it, guys. We'll see y'all next week.
Absolutely, race fans. That is going to conclude off here tonight. Jesse King walking away third. The field end our night here on the show. And thank you again to Spartan Logistic Management LLC for everything here in the IROC series, as well as being the main title sponsor. Thank you again to R&R Raceway, to Loud Pedal Gaming, to iRacers Lounge Podcast, and Evidence Based Mommy. Thank you so much for all that, and then some. Guys, I'm the Crusader signing off for the night. When we come back to you, it will be tomorrow morning in the afternoon, if you will, for some folks, morning for others, where we will see the drivers of the Fast and Fun Great Mountain Grills take to the Phoenix Raceway, the legacy track. And what looks to be a star-studded battle there. We'll find out who is the better of the drivers. But for now, please be safe, God bless, and take care of each other. I will see you very, very soon come tomorrow afternoon.